What is up, you all magnificent bastards? Jacob the Dragon here, and joining me is...
What is up, nuts, mutts, and everything in between? Run 16 is here.
And today, I'm gonna be messing around in Spyro for all of you while talking.
This is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah. Okay, so something I would like to get out of the way first before I start the game. One, I have completed all 3 Spyro games before. I've done it before. I did it like at least a couple of times. And second, I have the Spyro Reignited Trilogy on both my Nintendo Switch and laptop.
I got it for the PS2.
The PS2?
Yeah. I mean, PS4. I'm alright. Christ. I apologize for that. I had a stupid moment.
We all have those moments.
Oy. 1 second, I just want to plug in my headset so y'all can probably hear me better. Oh, God. Excuse me.
Alright, save changes to that one more time and then, yeah. Okay, so ready for takeoff?
Ready as I'll ever be.
I got my controller for my laptop ready, and click play, and then once the game starts to kick up, I shall share the screen. Hopefully there will be sound, at least I hope, but then again, I may turn it down if I can't hear you, Chelsea.
Okie dokie. So yeah, I have the Reignited Trilogy on Switch and PC, and I've completed it a couple of times. I haven't completed it yet.
Spyro is an awesome purple boy.
He is the best purple boy.
Alright. Time for some share screeny. No, come on. Come on. Okay, so might want to wait for the thing to pop up so I could share the screenio. Okay, boop. Share screen. Share sesame. Okay, I might have to end up sharing the entire screen. Shit.
You better off. You do what you have to, man.
Alrighty, Roo. Dang it. Okay. Okay, get everything in order. Share screen. Yeah, I'm gonna have to share the entire screen. Shit. Anyway. Oh, share audio system. Yes. Share the audio system.
Yay.
Share. Oh, so maybe that's... Okay, maybe that's why the... So maybe that's why the what the dub audio wasn't working last time.
Holy shit, I can actually...
It was because I did it. Yeah,
Still,
now I know why the what the dub thing.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so what shall I do, everyone? Should I just fuck around with the completed save file, continue this one, or do you all want me to start fresh?
Let's. I'm gonna say let's start fresh.
Alrighty, starting with an empty save file. The Reignited Trilogy works much faster on my Nintendo Switch. So forgive me if there's a bit of slowdown. Like that. That never happens on my Switch. And yet it's happening on my laptop. So just to give it a moment. In the world of dragons.
Okay, can I just say, like, I know I said this a lot, but I absolutely love how the elders look in the reignited style.
I know, right? Because like on the original PS1 version, they just kind of look almost all the same.
Yeah, copy and paste with just like different colors.
Yeah, that was because of limitations with the PS1.
True, but here they actually have a lot more personality and they're very different from one another, which I could really appreciate.
Where the hell is my mouse?
I don't know, where is your...
Hopefully it didn't die on me. Just wanted to check something. Okay, there we go. Okay, there it is. Pull this back up. So yeah, so forgive me if it's taking a little bit for it to load because like I don't know if the game's a little too powerful for my laptop or what, but the cutscene would be playing by the cutscene on my Switch would have been playing by now.
Like, is there a way to like just point your camera to the... I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's going to be impossible for me to like make a stream with me playing one of my Nintendo Switch games because unless you want me to try to play blind by like holding my Switch up to the camera and like try playing backwards, it probably won't be fun. And I don't want to drop my Switch. Like I only have one camera on my laptop, and that's the front. And it'll be like, and I don't even have a video recording device for my Nintendo Switch, so nor do I have a recording system in general. So that's why I'm using StreamYard.
Well, excuse me, princess.
So yeah, so right about now, like the cutscene would have already been playing on my Switch. I just don't know why it just takes a little bit on the PC. Like,
okay, I'm saying hypothetically, like, what if you're not able to do the stream? Do you have like a plan B?
The only plan B I have is just playing a different game, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know. So I don't know if it's the game itself, like the port itself, or if it's just my laptop, or if it's both. I'm not sure. All I know is that the Reignited Trilogy works perfectly on consoles.
Well, it's taken a pretty long time.
So yeah, this isn't the first time, so we'll just give it a few minutes, but if it doesn't start up, I'll close the game and I'll start it back up. So if we can't start fresh, we could always do a little sizzle zazzle. A little sizzle this and a little sizzle that. The original 3 Spyro games, which have been beautifully remade in the Reignited Trilogy, are some of the best games of all time.
They really went out of, like, they really just hammered home and just
Yeah.
Toys for Bob did an amazing job with this.
Oh yeah, Toys for Bob has earned my respect. They've really earned my respect.
Oh yeah.
And also a little slight rant, but as soon as Spyro finally made his big comeback here, his revival just kind of seemed like it just went away as soon as it came. Because literally, like, after the Reignited Trilogy, when it comes to Spyro content, there's just like having Spyro Hunter and Nasty Nork being playable characters in CTR Nitrofield, and a season somewhat dedicated to Spyro on that crappy Crash Mobile game, and that's it. Like, we don't have a Spyro 4.
Okay, so I have an idea just in case, like, God forbid this doesn't work. Like, we could like just talk about what we think of Spyro, what our favorite games are, and just give everybody our opinions on him.
Okay, it looks like we won't be starting fresh, and okay, turning the game back on. Okay, so we won't be able to start fresh this time, so
That's fine.
forgive me, everyone.
Yeah, and worst case scenario, we can just we can just shoot the crap on our opinions, our thoughts on Spyro and the past games, future games, and stuff.
Yeah. It would be nice if we did get Spyro 4, because, like, Crash has been having a extremely fruitful revival.
I know. I mean,
like, I'm happy for Crash and all, but it seems like the scales are tipping one way than the other.
come on, guys. Give our purple boy some love.
Fucking assholes. And besides, like, having Spyro cameos in Crash games is not going to sustain us forever. If you're gonna give us Spyro, give us Spyro. Don't make it just simply a cameo. We need to be satisfied. We need our sustenance.
Okay, so I just gotta ask, like, this question's more or less for like any Spyro boss, but like, which villain in any of the Spyro games do you think was the most entertaining / well written?
When it came to the first three games,
Actually, this is like just for like any of the games, from the Reignited to trilogy to the Legend of Spyro trilogy.
Well, hold on. Well, that's a toughie. Like, for one,
me,
there's a. You go ahead.
No, you go.
Let's see. We have Nasty Nork, Ripto, the Sorceress, Malifor, Gaul.
Would you like to know the one I personally think was the most well written and also the more entertaining?
Shoot.
Malifor, hands down. Because we literally got to see this. We got to see this guy being built up from like 3 fucking games, And the last game where we finally get to see him, he really makes an impression.
Yeah. Now, which save file?
Whatever you want, man. It's your stream.
Well, alrighty then. So, okay, so Metal Forge
loads.
So Metal Forge your favorite.
I mean, can you blame me? He was written. Can you really blame me? He's terrifying, but he's also really well written. Like he has no remorse for anything that he's done. And the thing is, like, he has the power to back up his claims. That I can really pay a lot of respect to. And not just that, but his design overall. It's absolutely terrifying, and I absolutely love it.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Salty Boy Ganassi Nork?
Well, I really do like how Toy Store Bob really revamped his appearance. He is incredibly he is horrid. He is absolutely ugly as hell. But I seriously think like he's getting way too he is way too easily offended.
Yeah, that's why I call him Salty.
Like he literally turned every single dragon into a crystal statue. Just because fucking Lindar called him ugly.
And also he is ugly. Ugly! That fucking does it! Pew pew pew. Also, the opening cutscene is the only time you hear him talk.
Yeah, really.
The Reignited Trilogy somehow gave him a little bit more personality.
Thank God.
Yeah, like you could actually see like motivational posters in his room and lots and lots of letters with hearts on them.
Is he in love with someone?
Either that or he has a bunch of fangirls somehow.
Ew.
Now, what's your thoughts on Ripto?
What shrimp? The prehistoric shrimp toast?
Yes, the prehistoric shrimp toast.
He's like a chihuahua. They think that they have this. Tell me I'm wrong. Hello, SpongeBob. Welcome to the stream.
Speaking of SpongeBob, just throwing this out there, like the voice actor who did Spyro in Spyro 2, 3, and the Reignited Trilogy, and therefore the first game now too. The person who voiced Spyro, the classic Spyro / Reignited Spyro, was Tom Kenny, the same person who voiced SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, I knew that.
Just saying that in case anyone in the audience did not even know.
Hi, Ray.
Game doesn't want to start.
I guess we're just... So, I don't think we're going to be able to stream today.
Ah, shit. We could always just...
talk?
We could always just, talk about Spyro.
Yeah.
Ah, son of a bitch.
We apologize, everybody. Sorry about that.
Changing the title. Chatting about Spyro.
Also, hi, Ree.
Hello, Ree.
SpongeBob says, "My brother watching your videos all day, and he's sick. Can you please watch Super Sentai for him?" I have no idea what the hell that even is.
Uh, I never watched Power Rangers.
I never really got into Power Rangers that much.
So sorry, I watched Godzilla. Does that help?
Ah, is that Spyro Dodge It Spyro?
Yeah, I really wanted to do some gameplay for you all today.
But unfortunately, Jacob's computer had other plans.
Ugh. I like my game or laptop wanted to be a yeah yeah. Okay, so back to what we were talking about before. So what's your th- thoughts on Ripto, the shrimp prehistoric shrimp?
You mean prehistoric shrimp toast?
Yes.
I think he's like a fucking chihuahua. Like they think that they're so fucking that they think that they're actually fucking something that they're actually a lot more threatening than they actually are.
What's your thoughts on the sorceress?
Okay, her I can actually see being an actual threat. Cause like she was literally going to use she was literally going to use the eggs that Bianca had. She was literally going to cut off the wings of baby dragons to basically just annihilate all of dragon kind. Cause come on, man, that is just fucked up.
Actually, she said it to be immortal.
Well, you know what I mean. It's been a while since I've seen anything with her. But yeah, like I can actually see her being an actual threat.
Also, I have no clue who Bad Boy Halo is. Never heard of that person, so sorry, I don't get your reference. Okay, so now what's your thoughts on Gaul?
He's an absolutely terrifying guy, and he's terrifying. He's ugly as fuck, but he does have a really threatening design.
Okay, so do you want to know my opinion on the villains?
Yeah, just give me one moment. I gotta mute myself again.
Okay. So do I continue
Yeah, you
to?
continue.
Okay. Okay, so my opinion on Salty Boy, Gymnastic, and Nork. He ugly, and he's a pretty simple villain. And sometimes simple is the best way to start out, you know. So yeah, so he may be ugly and simple, but he is still the first Spyro villain. So I do give Ganasty some credit. Ripto. I really only like Ripto during the second game, Ripto's Rage, because it seems like all of his reappearances, he's not quite the same. In fact, how the hell did Ripto survive falling into fucking lava? That's what I want to know. Like, we don't see him come out. Like in Spyro 2, we see him hit the lava clear as day. While in the Reignited Trilogy, we don't see him hit the lava, but it's heavily implied that he fell into lava. And we even see lava splatters come out. like how is he still like when it comes to the classic continuity, he's like the most occurring villain, like
Like you would think like someone like Ripto, who would be a recurring villain, would actually have a little more to him.
yeah, like it just doesn't feel like with his reappearances he doesn't have the same personality. Like he doesn't have the same personality in Enter the Dragonfly. He doesn't have the same personality as Season of Flame.
Oh God, don't even get me started on on your the Dragonfly Ripto. Like that had to be the worst design for Ripto I've ever seen in any of the games.
Yeah, and not to mention he starts saying "Hocus Pocus."
And not just that, but like his horn, it was literally like moving around. That was just really unsettling.
Yeah, not only was Ripto completely out of character, but he also never explained how he survived the lava. Like with Season of Flame, uh, his personality in that game is slightly closer to Ripto's Rage, I guess. But you don't even see him until near the end anyway, and he still never explains how he survived the damn lava. Because we see him literally die at the end of Ripto's Rage. Like, the PS1 version, you literally see him fall into the lava. While in the Reignited Trilogy, you still see him falling down and see lava splatter, indicating that he fell into lava. As with the Sorceress, I do have a few things to say about the Sorceress, though. For one, she's probably the darkest villain in the classic continuity, other than Red. And when it comes to just the trilogy alone, she is pretty much the darkest villain.
Yeah, and like I said before, I could actually see her being an actual threat.
Yeah. And second, we see her literally come out of the lava after her first battle with Spyro, even though the purple acid thing from the bonus level round that you need to complete the game to get to face her the second time, she does definitely never come back out of. Both the PS1 and the Reignited Trilogy versions show her going down in lava and going down in that purple acid thing. And third thing, this is just like a slight nitpick from me for Year of the Dragon, but it always kind of bothered me how there was never a cutscene of Spyro and the Sorceress speaking to each other before the big battle happened. Because like you go in and then you're just fighting the Sorceress right away. Like I don't know, it just always kind of bothered me. Like with I guess it's because that with Ripto's Rage, like you see Spyro interacting with Ripto a bit in that game, and there's a cutscene where, like before every major boss, there's a cutscene where Spyro makes fun of Ripto and all that, and then like like you could tell that Spyro knows who he is, and like with the Sorceress, you never see any interaction at all. I don't know. It's just a nitpick that has always bothered me. I do not. I do not blame. I do not blame Toys for Bob, as it was Insomniac Games that made the original. So, yeah, it's just something that always bothered me a little. How there's never any interaction with the Sorceress with Spyro. With Nasty Nork, I can understand because it's the first game, and of course Nasty Nork's going to be scared of Spyro, and that's why you see him run away, and you have to catch up to him. I guess Rupto's Rage kind of set up an expectation for me, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the last thing I have to say about the sorceress will be the most obvious of all. She thick.
Ugh.
She is easily the thickest Spyro villain out there. You're right.
Yeah, I'm good.
So yeah, so in terms of so yeah, so the sorceress, evil and thick.
Jacob, what am I going to do with you?
With Gull, the fact that he plans to wipe out all the dragons is pretty fucked up.
Think?
And out of all of the apes in Malefor's army, Gull is probably the only ape that's actually loyal to Malefor. Because, like, in Dawn of the Dragon, the apes have been turned into, like, these shadow creature things as punishment for not being loyal or something. So, yeah, Gull kept those guys in line. As for Malefor, he is the top of the list.
Oh, definitely.
Easily the most evil villain in the entire franchise.
We've literally got to see him. We literally hear about him from A New Beginning, but he goes by the Dark Master. And we're just sitting there wondering, what kind of dragon did all of this?
Yeah, and not to mention, like, I've always wondered what did Malefor look like, but I never realized that the big statue, that big dragon statue in the temple, looks exactly like him.
Yeah, at first I didn't even realize that myself.
I can't believe that was staring us right in the face the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
We were given a clue of what he looked like before he saw him. Like,
And
damn.
yeah, and not to mention when Dawn the Dragon came out and we finally get to see him, he really made an impression.
Oh yeah. And
For
and he's voiced by Mark Hamill too, so I guess Luke fell to the dark side after all.
but like when you first see him, he's absolutely terrifying.
Absolutely.
The dragon that we've been hearing about for 3 whole games, we're finally getting to see what he actually looks like. And it really matches, and what they've said about him really matches up to the description.
Yeah. And speaking of Dawn of the Dragon, without counting the Reignited Trilogy, there hasn't been a Spyro game since 2008.
And can I just say something about like his interaction with Spyro and Cinder?
Go ahead.
Like as soon as Spyro and Cinder just come to his lair, he's already manipulating the situation and making Cinder look like she's the one who freed him. Basically pitting her against him. And I just feel so bad for Cinder. She's literally going back to the person that had corrupted her from day one. That has got to be so scarring for her, for someone like her.
Yeah, and even though she was the villain of the New Beginning, like at the end of the game, you found out that she's just a victim.
She was a victim of horrible circumstances that that and all of that had weighed so heavy on her.
And her actions while being a puppet is going to haunt her for the rest of her life.
And even from the Eternal Night, you see how everything that Malefor did to her really haunts her. How upset, how afraid and angry she was that that this had to happen. Cinder didn't deserve this.
No, she did not. And and the scene where she leaves the temple saying that she doesn't belong there, it just hurts to watch it, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because she's
Definitely.
leaving the one place that probably would have kept her safe.
And she was and she also said that how she was constantly reminded of what she did. It's just heartbreaking.
Poor Cinder. And yeah, so without counting the Reignite trilogy, we haven't seen a Spyro game since 2008 with Dawn of the Dragon. Like Dawn
Yeah.
of the Dragon was like the last game we have. Like
And
with
not
the
to mention like I just want to put this out here, like I actually looked up that there was supposed to be a scene where Cyril and Voltaire were supposed to be like arguing with each other, which I would have loved to see, but due to the timing, they weren't able to get it in.
Yeah, same thing with like Cinder putting on the jewelry she had on Dawn of the Dragon, because they couldn't make the scene. It just made it look like it just appeared out of nowhere. Like we were supposed to see a scene of her putting on that jewelry.
Oh, I would have loved to see that, and I also would have loved to see Cyril and Voltaire get more than one fucking line.
Yeah.
I
Ugh.
mean, Voltaire's supposed to be the talkative one. We only hear him say one line through the whole game.
Yeah, yeah, and and from what I've heard, like there's actually going to be supposed to be a bit. There's actually supposed to be a bit more to the Legend of Spyro story. Like I heard that there's supposed to be like a storyline where Spyro and Cinder find another female dragon on this unknown island or something.
Oh, I would have
And
loved to see that.
somebody said that, like somebody said in like I think in an interview, like I heard that one of the people who worked on the games would have like said that Malefor wasn't dead, but would have wanted to see Spyro finally destroy Malefor as an adult once and for all. Like adult Spyro finally dealing the final blow.
Oh, it would have been awesome to see that.
So yeah, we basically been robbed.
Now what I'm gonna discuss are two actual points from Dawn of the Dragon that involve one of the Guardians, but it's kind of going a bit into spoiler territory for those who don't know, who haven't seen it. So
We've been spoiling a lot this
yeah,
entire stream.
but still, like these are pretty big moments in in Dawn of the Dragon. So for those who don't want to be spoiled and want to look it up for yourself, we're gonna give you like 5 seconds to click away.
And if you want to play Dawn of the Dragon yourself, good luck trying to find a copy because it's gonna be hard to find nowadays because that game came out in 2008 and like in fact my older brother still has his PS2 and his PS2 copies of the Legend of Spyro trilogy, and I want to play them for myself one day.
Well, okay, so like I said, we're gonna give you 5 seconds to mosey on out of here, and if you don't want to be spoiled. 1,
5,
5,
4,
3,
2,
1.
0.
Okay, so one of the scenes that just really hit me hard in Dawn of the Dragon was Ignitus sacrificing himself. I think I actually cried during that.
I had no idea how to react when I first saw it.
My jaw dropped to the floor and my heart sunk into my stomach.
Also, 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 just want to get this out of the way real quick. If anybody in the chat if anyone in the says says anything about Skylanders being a Spyro game, it's not. Skylanders is its own thing. That's all I have to say. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on Skylanders. I'm just saying it's its own thing. It's not a Spyro series. And you know what I'm talking about, right, Chelsea?
Yeah.
So yeah, so just because it has its own version of Spyro doesn't make it a Spyro series. And besides, like, they didn't even use Spyro for most of its lifespan. Again, I don't hate Skylanders. I just hate how they use Spyro just to drag in people. And funny enough, Skylanders was made by Toys for Bob. The same people who made the Reignited Trilogy and Crash 4.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
the second yeah, and the second thing that I want to bring up also is near the like the ending scene from Dawn the Dragon where we're in the where we're in the Chronicler's lair. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of curious of where they were going with this, but to my utter shock and surprise, Ignitus becomes the new Chronicler. I could not have been more happy for him.
it was
No,
truly a dawn of a new era.
oh yeah. Now, Jacob, what were your thoughts on Ignitus becoming the new Chronicler?
I felt that it was somehow natural.
I was kind of glad that they weren't just gonna throw away Ignitus like that. That he had a different purpose to play.
And since Spyro has been in that library before, there's a strong chance Spyro would reunite with Ignitus.
And like considering how close they were and how broken up he was about his death, I can just imagine their reunion being incredibly heartfelt.
Uh-huh.
And another thing that I want to also bring up for the Legend of Spyro trilogy is the music. The freaking music was amazing.
The music in the Reignite trilogy, well, the classic / Reignite trilogy, and the music in the Legend series, top-notch stuff.
And like the songs from the Eternal Night and Dawn of the Dragon, ah, chef's kiss, they were amazing. This
Perfect.
broken this broken soul and guide you home. Ah, why?
I like to.
How?
I
It's
like to.
too.
I like to think that Broken Soul refers to Cinder, while Guide You Home refers to both Spyro and Cinder.
Well, here's the thing. I actually looked this up. This Broken Soul isn't actually about Spyro and Cinder. It's about Spyro and Ignitus, actually.
Huh. Now I feel stupid.
I can honestly see it, honestly. Like, it's... And after the stream, I'm going to go listen to those songs because... Because, one, they're fabulous, and two, nostalgia.
Also, Chelsea, thank you for clarifying.
No problem.
Yeah, I always thought it was about Cinder, but I had no idea it was actually about Spyro Ignitus.
I mean, listen to it and then... I mean, when you get a chance, listen to it again and tell me you can hear that.
Gotcha. And as with Guide You Home?
Uh, I think that, yeah, I think that is about Spyro and Cinder. But, oh my god, were they fabulous songs.
The only game in the Legend of Spyro trilogy that didn't have like an ending song was A New Beginning.
True, but I'm glad that we at least got freaking those two songs, which were absolutely beautiful, by the way.
With the classic Spyro trilogy, the end credits music is all the same with the classic, and I think and pretty much with the Reignited trilogy too, with a remixed theme to it.
It was pretty though.
Yeah, and I love how the Reignited trilogy end credits shows artwork with Spyro and the elders interacting.
I thought that was incredibly funny.
Yeah, I loved it.
Now, I want to ask you, Jacob,
Yes.
what are your opinions on the Legend of Spyro trilogy?
Huh. Well, I've really I've really attached to the story for a long time because because let's be honest, like the PS1 graphics didn't do the classic trilogy any favors.
Well, I'm saying like the Legend trilogy.
I know. Like I really liked it.
What are some of your favorite things about it that really just stuck out to you?
Well, you care about the characters, and you feel relieved whenever the dragons reunite with each other.
It also has some of its more funnier moments.
Yeah. I do feel that the reunion scene in Dawn of the Dragon felt a little rushed though, because of the chaos of everything.
True, but still, it was nonetheless pretty sweet. Now, for my opinion, I know a few people, or a handful, or a lot of people, say that the Legend of Spyro trilogy is a little more darker, but honestly, that's what I love about it. It has a darker story to it, but at least it does have an interesting story. It's very story driven, you know?
Yeah. And hey Chelsea,
Yo.
do you think I should say what my ranking is for like the Spyro games I've played?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so here's my ranking for the Spyro games that I have played. Should I go from best to worst or worst to best?
I'd say worst to best.
Alrighty, so, and again, these are the games that I've played. So this is not going to be every Spyro game, just the ones I've played. Okay, so the worst one I've played, Season of Ice. The game on the GBA was a fucking nightmare to complete.
I actually had Season of Ice on GBA.
There's no checkpoints and levels, so when you die, you go back to the beginning of the level. Like, your progress on how many fairies you saved sticks, but oh yeah. It was a nightmare to complete. Like, sure, it's not as long as any of the classic games from the classic trilogy, but like Spyro's moveset was copied pretty well on the GBA. It's just the view would just can be disorienting sometimes, and you sometimes accidentally falling to your death. Oh, and also like there's only one boss of the game, which is like this two-headed Rhinoc, which messed with a spell book. It and it turns out that the whole story of Season of Ice could have been avoided if that bookworm Rhinoc would have just simply asked the fairies, "Can you turn me back to normal?" But yeah, it was a nightmare to complete. Next up would be Season of Flame. Also, hi Jackson.
Oh, hey.
Hey Jackson, what's up?
How are you guys?
Doing all right.
Here we're good.
So were you listening in, or did you just show up?
I just got here.
Oh, okay. So I was just talking about my ranking of the Spyro games I've played from worst to best, and I just finished with the worst.
Oh?
So, yeah.
What's the
So
worst
just
to
the
you?
ones, yeah, just the ones I've played. So
Oh.
this isn't like my own ranking of all the games, just the ones I've played. Okay, so Season of Ice. Next up, Season of Flame. Almost the same as Season of Ice, but it has checkpoints this time. But I never completed it because I don't think I had the willpower to after all the trouble I had with Ice. Then here's where it gets tricky. Next up would be Spyro 2 in the middle, Ear the Dragon, Spyro the Dragon, and finally the best, the Reignited Trilogy.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, I personally like the Legend of Spyro games. I mean,
Oh
the
my
first
god,
and third
same.
one.
Hey Chelsea, do
Yeah,
you want
I mean,
to give
I-
your do you want to give your own ranking on the games you've played of Spyro?
Well, I haven't really played a lot, but from worst, I'm gonna have to also say, I'm gonna have to go with Enter the Dragonfly because the
honestly,
graphics are.
yeah, I mean, like that looks more like a PS. I mean, it's kind of almost similar with like Crash Wrath of Cortex. Like it looks like they ported some older models from like the older games in, or just try to imitate them at least. I mean with Spyro, it looks more apparent.
And like the story, it just really doesn't make that look. Now I haven't played this game in a very long time, so the story overall is a bit fuzzy in my mind, but it just didn't look right to me.
I am so glad I never played Enter the Dragonfly.
You're lucky. It was really bad.
And my brother even had that game too, along with the Hero's Tale.
I never played a Hero's Tale,
I
but
have not played that one.
I'm more or less just going by also from the gameplay that I've actually watched. And I'm more or less going with design, story, and overall experience.
All right, continue with your list of the games you've played.
Well, there was also I also have played Season of Ice. That was an interesting experience. I think I've also wait, yeah, I think I've played I think I had the Eternal Night for the DS.
I've never had any Spyro game for the DS.
But I gotta say, my two favorite have to be the Reignited Trilogy, and of course the Legend of Spyro Trilogy.
Yeah.
That was just amazing.
So remember, everyone, the Spyro Reignited Trilogy and the Legend of Spyro Trilogy is your optimal Spyro experience.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Legend of Spyro. Like I mean, I played the. I'm still like on the first one, which is like,
A
which
New
I'm still
Beginning.
playing that one. Yeah, I'm still. I think I'm like on the air one with the llama guy.
Oh, the
I forget.
Atlawa.
Yeah, the Alawa. And I already beat like the third Legend of Spyro game. Like
Okay.
yeah.
Jackson, I want your what was your opinion on Malifaux?
I'll be right back.
Honestly,
Shadow of the
honestly, he's an interesting design, even though like the weird part about it is like his teeth, like they look I mean, it looks like really like it's not really like pointy or something. It just looks like very like plain. Like I get
Yeah.
like I don't
Yeah, I'm
know
way
really.
hard to Jacob.
Okay.
Yeah, but also, when really, I don't like with like Mark Hamill. It's like really hard to tell if if it's like really him because like his voice, it does not sound anything like him at all. It's not.
I think like they had to use like certain
Yeah, I like they use like different filters like for that. I don't know how many filters they use. Like it's really weird.
yeah, I think they wanted to go with a sort of demonic kind of tone for him, which
Yeah, but
honestly I think it
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can tell what they're doing with that. It's very interesting
I
with
absolutely
that.
to be honest, I think Malifaux is definitely the most interesting villain cuz like
Well, I mean, it's funny that he is also a purple dragon like Spyro. I mean,
y-
it's like interesting, and like through all of those games, it had like Elijah Wood, Gary Oldman, like, and I don't know if there's like anyone else. It's like those two that are heavily promoted in those games. Like, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean the third game. I actually like. It was a good one. Like, it's. I mean, I like the armor customization you can do there. I do kind of like Cinder's design in that game better. Even though I will agree, Spyro's design in that one looks a little weird, but hey, I still, I mean, it's still good. I mean, also I did like the joke where her like Sparks, her like made a joke about like his voice keeps changing.
Yeah,
That
I
I
remember
thought that was a
that.
good one. Yeah, like first it was David Spade, then Billy West, and now I forget the third guy.
Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea. No,
Yeah.
what are your
What are my what?
what are your thoughts on the Guardians?
Okay, I'm kind of for I'm kind of forgetting what are they again? Are they like
Voltaire, Cyril, Terrador, and Ignited.
oh the Dragon Guardians,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
I thought they were pretty nice. I mean, I like Ignitus. I mean, in the first game, like Ignitus's design is like pretty nice. I mean, also like the other guys that are very interesting. I
Yeah.
did like that. Like and some of their personalities were like funny, like were pretty nice. Like Voltaire talks a whole lot. It's like Ignitus is like the straightforward guy, and I forget like what's the Ice One's name again?
Cyril. He's the more pompous asshole of the group.
Oh yeah, and the I forget what the Earth one is. Wait.
Terrador.
Like, okay, yeah, because I'm not on that level yet. I'm still on like the llama one.
I never finished the freaking game. I couldn't even get past tall planes.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, like the llama one, I got like I'm still I'm still trying to get past that like barrier and like the
Yeah.
like I've already like done the cutscene with the llama, like
Yeah,
the llama guy. What was
yeah,
his name?
Kane.
Kane. Okay, that guy. Yeah, Phil Lamar. Yeah.
Oof. It's not nuts. My mom needs me for something. Can I call y'all back? I'm gonna have to.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bail. Can you just tell Jacob when he gets back?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry about that. Oh, what do you know? He's back already.
Alright.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
You got the...
Oh, hey.
I'm back.
Yeah, Rose's mom needed her for something.
Ah.
Yeah.
Whew. So, what's your favorite Spyro game?
Well, I do like the Reignited Trilogy and the Third Legend of Spyro. That's a good one. But also, let's see. When I would have be, well, I guess like the Reignited Trilogy, I really like a lot. I already beat the first one. I'm still trying to beat Ripto's Rage.
Have you completed the first game as well?
I've completed the first part of the Reignited Trilogy. Yes.
So you've completed the first game.
Yes.
So you're currently trying to beat and complete Ripto's Rage before you move on to Year of the Dragon.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, with Crash, I like skip ahead to like Cortex Strikes Back because really, it's like literally the first part of it is like really hard. Like really, like it's
With the
like,
Crash and Say trilogy, that I'll talk more about later because Crash is hard.
yeah, the first one, yeah, it's hard. Wrath of Cortex Strikes Back, I actually like that one. Like I was able to beat that one, get all the gems, all the crystals, all that stuff. Although I'm not doing all the time trials, since really those levels are not made for that.
I don't think I'll ever complete any Crash game. I just want to at least beat one of them. Like
I mean, with like the third game, I did beat the story. I still need to get all the gems and all the gems like to really beat the game. And well, I mean, and one of the time trials I did manage to get was like a platinum trial, and also I was able to get like one level I was able to get both gems and crystal. So yeah.
So is it okay if I could throw this out there real quick before we talk about Spyro again?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so with the with the Crash games I've played, the Insane Trilogy 4 and CTR Nitro Fueled, and that crappy mobile game.
God, like Nitro Fueled, I had a really hard time trying to like get first place in one of those races. Like I mean, it's like really hard to try to get, right?
Okay, so as I was trying to say, like with Crash 1, I am on I think the penultimate island, I think. But it is pretty hard. It was a hard game to get through. I haven't even reached Cortex yet, and I had trouble. And with Crash 2, I only beaten the first world so far. Warped, still somehow haven't beaten the first world.
I
Four,
I already beat like all the bosses in that game, and like the first one I think I like beat Pinstripe. Like that's what I beat.
with Crash 1, I think I made it closer to Embryo. Crash 2, I only beat in Tiny, so. No, wait, not Tiny. Ripperoo. What am I saying?
Ripperoo.
Yes, Ripperoo. And third game, I haven't beaten the first one yet. With 4, I think I'm just about halfway through the game. And CTR Nitro Field, I only got because I wanted to play as Spyro in a racing game.
Like with
And
the first,
it,
sorry,
it
like with Crash 4, I actually was. Sorry, it's my dog. She's like barking at someone. Anyway, like I'm saying, yeah, it's my dog. Okay. Anyway, like I was trying to say, like with Crash 4, I like. Anyway, like I was trying to say. Okay, you know what? Never mind. You still there?
yes, I'm still here. Okay, so after I say what I need to say, how about we just call it a day for this stream? Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll talk about more Crash stuff later, and I didn't get everything I wanted to talk about.
Like anything video games, really,
Well,
or anything.
yeah, this was meant to be like a Spyro stream. Like Chelsea and I talked about Spyro for almost all of it. Like I didn't get everything I wanted out of my system, but also like I wanted to try to do some gameplay with some chatting, but
Mm.
the PC version of Reignited on my laptop didn't want to start up. And also, I have completed the Reignited Trilogy a couple of times, and I have it both on Nintendo Switch and Steam. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so yeah. Well, everyone, that'll be it for now. Hopefully, in a future stream, I'll get to talk more about Spyro, and hopefully, actually have some gameplay happen for once. But until then, that'll be all, folks. And the next stream might be What the Dub again, and hopefully have the audio on this time because I forgot to turn on the audio for the screen share last time. So sorry about that, folks. But so yeah, so this has been Jacob the Dragon.
And Jackman and Rose, who's like, does she have to do something?
And we are signing off for now. So remember, everyone, Spyro is the best purple dragon boy.